As someone who used to struggle with making very difficult decisions on the fly and used to have a lot of problem with indecision, I'm very proud of the progress that I've made. I'm here to share what I do to reduce that problem. Okay, so the very first thing I do is I reassure myself that making the idea that I'm going to make a right decision every single time is driven by perfectionism or trauma. And so once I reassure myself of that fact, I understand that it is possible I'm going to make a bad decision, but I will make the best decision with the information I have at the time. And that is enough. I don't need to make the right decision every single time. So that's number one. Number two is that a lot of time indecision actually comes from the delusion of having many choices. You think you have like 5 options, when really you have 2 or 3. I sit down and I critically think about it just like an objective question. And usually I can distill down my options to 2 or 3 options. And that makes things so much simpler if you have to pick from 1 to 3 things. Okay. Third is I try to go inward. I try to pick one option and I see how my body feels with that option going forward, and I pick the other option and I see how my body feels with that option going forward. If I feel more anxious, more unrestful with an option, I feel like that's my body telling me not to go in that direction. Sounds woo-woo, but it works. Okay. Fourth is I try to imagine my future self. Okay. And I try to think, this decision, will that align more with who I'm trying to become, where I'm trying to go, or will this decision hold me back in the current version of life I'm living in? And that ends up being a data point. And then the final thing I do, which tends to unravel all indecision, is I sit and I think and I say, if I am not afraid, if I'm not basing my decisions on fear, what would I choose to do? And that usually resolves everything. I hope this helps.